Hey, real quick before we start today's video, I just want to invite you guys to a free web class that I'm doing talking about microgreens and how you can make $1,500 a week profit without selling to any of the conventional market streams such as farmers markets, restaurants, distributors, or grocery stores. Out of all the over 1,000 videos that I've published on my YouTube channel and my website over the last 6 years, this is by far the most valuable and relevant to the time content that I've ever produced. If that sounds interesting to you, click the link in the top right of the screen or go directly to microgreenswebclass.com or follow the link beneath this video. I'm in Toronto, Ontario at Living Earth Farms, and this is the second time I visited this farm. This is a fairly large scale indoor microgreens operation, all LED lights, doing about up to 900 flats a week. They do a lot of automation on this farm and have a lot of things that are streamlined, such as soil flat machines, planting machines, and this video today is going to be a little shorter version of the full version that's up at fromthefield.farm. So if you're curious about that, you can go check that out. But in this video, I'm going to be asking Jonah Krochmalik, who's the chief operator here at Living Earth, about some of the things that they've done to speed up the workflow. You know, one of the biggest challenges on a microgreens farm that does a lot of flats is it's a lot of moving things back and forth. It's a lot of moving flats, basically just moving flats around from one place to the next, whether it's from the planting machine to the seeding machine or the soil machine to the seeding machine to the shelves, taking them off, harvesting. There's a lot of little steps here and there. So in this video, I'm going to ask Jonah about some of the things that they've done to increase efficiencies on the farm when it comes to workflow. So one of the things that came up, because you and I talk every now and then, and one of the things that we talked about last time that I'm bringing up because it's something that I have been curious about and I want to see here is there's a lot of transit time in this operation because the amount of flats, things up high, there's a lot of moving around, right?
Yeah.
What are some of the things that you guys have done to really reduce that transit time back and forth things? Because that's a lot of labor that would stack up 900 flats a week.
Oh yeah. So one of the simplest things, which doesn't sound that simple, if you take what most people would normally think to do is you take out a tray, you move it wherever you're going to move it. So these are a little wet, so we'll do it on here. So what you can do is if you pull them out like that, use your thumb and the base of your hand, and you can do 2 at a time and put them wherever they need to go. And usually by the time they harvest, they're not that heavy, and it's literally doubling how much a person can do just by taking 2 trays instead of 1. So when we take them up, do the same thing. When we take it up the ladder, we take it out with 2, put it up, and it's a very, very simple thing that will save a ridiculous amount of time.
Double.
Yeah, double, exactly, yeah.
Wow.
And same thing, germ room, you take them out, put them on the racking when they come over here, same thing, 2. So unless they're too heavy, like something like pea shoots, it's hard to do that because the trays with all the seed, everything's a bit heavy. But with every crop we can do that with, we do it with.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's things like, again, when I mentioned the dumping the trays, that's a simple thing that, I'm not sure how most growers actually dump their trays. I haven't seen too many of the smaller operations, but again, it's a very simple thing is you take the tray, and while it's being harvested, the person catching it, if you have 2 people that do it, will dump the tray into whatever the bin is, and then you roll that out. So we have a skid with a pump truck and a bunch of crates. So we fill those up, roll it outside, and just in 2-3 minutes, a skid's worth of trays is dumped outside. Instead of what it used to take is maybe 20 minutes a skid. So that's whatever we want to consider that
so right after they come out of the harvest, they're dumping the soil out of the flat.
Out of the flat.
They're separating it right there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
But then, is that more problematic with crops like sunflower, where they stick, the roots stick to the bottom a bit more?
We had that challenge. What we do, again, with automated system, it makes it a lot easier. We just have the program say water the day before, and then it loosens up those roots.
Them up.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then you don't have that
Interesting.
issue. You still have once in a while, you have a little bit, but we have a tray washer machine, so it'll generally get the little bit of roots out that are left.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. And then as far as is there anything else regarding techniques that you've kind of made big strides on?
So when we fill flats, you can stack them, like you have like on an 8 high here, and then cross stack them, and then stack them again. So if you can have a skid full of soil like a lot faster. What we used to do is we used to like cross stack one at a time. So it'd be like so it'd
I see.
be
Yeah,
one,
every second one like that.
So
yeah,
it's just
too
like
much work.
the amount of benefit you get from something like that is so minimal. It's not worth it. Like the soil is pretty light. It's like a peat-based soil.
Yeah.
So you can stack it quite high before it like really starts compressing it a lot. Like just things like the day before harvest, we get everything ready. So when we come in here 8 o'clock, we're ready to go. Just get everything ready the day before. All the harvester needs to go in place. All the crates for the soil that gets dumped. Yeah, like things like that.
And then obviously the some that we looked at, like the watering apparatus, the shelves that move things around, obviously the infrastructure. Did you have that soil filling machine last year?
No. So that's
a new thing.
Yeah, so we had a different soil filling machine. It was like way slower and way less consistent. There was a lot more moving parts. Like this one, you just put a tray through, other side comes out ready to use. The other one, there was like a lot of rolling it back and forth to get the soil flat. There's just a lot more work, and it was a lot smaller. So a batch of soil was it was like 50 flats instead of 200.
I hope you guys enjoyed that video. I'd love to take this opportunity to invite you to a web class that I'm doing talking about microgreens and how you can make $1,500 a week profit without selling at any of the conventional market streams such as restaurants, farmers markets, grocery stores, or distributors. Out of all the over 1,000 videos that I've published on my YouTube channel and my website over the last 6 years, this is by far the most valuable and relevant to the time content that I've ever produced.